Somebody get Chuck under control. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're a little bit late, but we're going to make up for it. So that said, let's do the call to order. Here. Here. All right. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Chuck, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight, if you could?
I don't have the microphone.
Just shout it as loud as you can. Go for it.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See, I heard you just fine. It was perfect. It was perfect. Okay. Okay, time for approval of the minutes. Debbie?
I'll make the motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Here.
And Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, departmental updates. Let's start with Chief Brocksterman.
A couple Saturdays ago, we had casting with cops at Locust Lake. Great time. We took 30 area children fishing. They had lunch and door prizes, and it went off very well.
Excellent. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they did.
All right, Chief Wright. And by the way, last month, your stand-in did an excellent job.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I was thinking about replacing you, but we're going to give you one last chance. Go for
Sign me up.
it.
I just want to let you know with our full-time hire that we did last month, for the first time in a really, really long time, our full-time roster is completely full. Things have worked out kind of as we anticipated. And our last payroll, we started out with only 12 hours overtime, which is a tremendous improvement from where we've been the last couple of years. Now, it did go up a little bit. We had a couple of call-offs, and we had one employee who had a sick spouse, but we're trending definitely in a positive direction like we thought we would. White Oak Road, anybody that's traveled that has probably seen the detour signs up. We've talked about it a few times. The first detour is May 26th to June 3rd. It's part of the sewer main, water main replacement project. So that project's going to be ongoing for several months. It has to be done in October. So it'll be great when it's done, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge for all of us for the next few months. I have two other brief things I wanted to make you aware of. At the end of April, Mr. Thomas Shins passed away. Tom was a longtime member of our department and served as the fire chief at two separate times. Chief Shins is the father of our current captain, Tom Shins. So we did help support the family and attend the services, but I just wanted you to be aware.
Thank you.
And then last week, you probably don't know, we were dispatched to Kroger for a carbon monoxide issue, which when the crew got there, it turned out that it was a chlorine spill. They thought that was carbon monoxide. Workers had overturned a pallet and punctured several gallons of pool chlorine, spilling probably, we're guessing around 16, 18 gallons. So we worked with Greater Cincinnati Hazardous Materials Unit on mitigation, evaluated the workers, and ultimately diluted and flushed the chlorine. The downside is during the incident, we damaged several pieces of equipment. So we're up to about $25,000 in damage. That cost has been provided to Greater Cincinnati Hazmat. They're going to bill Kroger for that because it was a hazardous material related incident. I think that's probably a drop in the bucket for Kroger. But we will see. We have a plan B. If there were to be an issue, we can go through the county local emergency planning committee, but I don't think it was simply an accident. But we did damage. 25,000 sounds like a lot. It was two self-contained breathing apparatus, fan, and two sections of fire hose. So our stuff, as you're aware, is very expensive and has astronomically gone up. So hopefully in the next month or two, I'll be coming back with motions to replace that equipment at no cost to us. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. If you guys don't mind, is it possible for us to, we'll do Parks and Green Space and Planning and Development because administration has a lengthy presentation. And at the end of norms, it's going to be a fairly lengthy presentation as well. So
Okay.
I was going to elevate those if there's no objection to from either of you. So Parks and Green Space.
Well, Saturday, we had the Service in the Park event, which fortunately the weather cooperated. We were able to get it in a window that worked with the weather. So big thanks to all the departments, police, fire, service department for their help. Also Paul and his input. It was a great event, very well attended. I brought Debbie a check this evening for just a little over $1,000 for delivered sales at the event. So again, thanks to everyone who helped with that. And just, recognizing fellow committee members, Michelle Allside, Pat Hogan, and regular contributors and big people that really contributed to this event, Dan here, here. And then Dave event volunteers who helped with their sales. It was a very busy evening. Janet Barber, Julie Jordan, Andy Dressy, Tina Fredericks, and Mike Perez. So it was a very successful event. I think, the feedback from the public was outstanding. I think it's something we will definitely look at doing again. So again, I feel like, there's a little more than, two movie nights that were replaced, but I mean, beverage sales obviously helped offset that, but it was a really good event. So with that, let's see, the next event is the concert in the park on June the 20th from 6 to 9. It's a Weekly Bank tribute band. So looking forward to a successful event there. And then the July 4th Black Parade is coming up Tuesday at 2:50. On Saturday, July 4th from 10 a.m. Questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay, Planning and Development.
So we will have 2 vacancies for the zoning commission. They're both regular members. As you know, there's 5 regular members and 2 alternates on zoning commission. One board member's term expires at the end of the month, and then 1 board member resigned. So we have advertised for the position, and so far we've received 3 applications. So we'll continue to leave that advertisement open and can revisit that next month if you'd like, or if you would like to make any appointments at this meeting, you could also do that. It's up to you.
Where are you guys advertising?
We put it on the website and in the Claremont Sun.
Okay, so the Claremont Sun. Because nobody's finding anything on that website right now. I think that was another topic of conversation.
Oh.
Where is it posted on the website? All right. Well, is there anywhere else we can push that out to try to make sure we get the best and brightest from the township that want to help on that? Okay. Is there any center for local government areas or anything like that you think would, I mean, obviously we're looking for people in Pierce Township, but I don't know if you guys come up with anything else, let me know, but I want to make sure we get that out and
Yeah, we can
get the
brainstorm
best possible candidates.
more opportunities to
Okay.
get more publicity. Sure. And then the other item I've got is just kind of an update on the data centers, just tracking that. So as you know, the 8-month moratorium on data centers was adopted in February. So that's kind of the time frame we're working with. The zoning commission discussed the issue at its last meeting in April, and they directed staff to do more research on what different communities are doing in the area. So that information that we've compiled so far was included in your packet. So I just wanted to provide an update with where we were on that. Zoning commission wasn't really ready to move forward in any particular direction quite yet. So we're still gathering information.
Excellent.
Oh, and just a side note, we haven't really received much public input. The zoning commission meeting is always open to the public, and that was on the agenda, and we didn't have anyone really provide much commentary. So if anyone does have an opinion, you're welcome to attend a zoning commission meeting. to
I
discuss
think
that.
if we put that up on Facebook, we'd get a lot of attendance. So probably
Okay.
next time we have a meeting, we should probably do that. I want to make sure that we get a
Yeah.
solid discussion going
Yeah,
about
'cause
the
I have a
issue.
feeling probably people do have opinions one way or another, and it'd be good to have that information when
Yeah.
we're making decisions.
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to push that out there as far as we can.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything else? All right, Eddie, why don't we go ahead with administration and we'll do aggregation after we do the website.
Yep, Carl he's gonna explain the website process here.
I could have just changed the agenda.
So township staff has reviewed multiple vendors for website hosting and services. There's a need for this on two fronts. With the resignation of Officer Dorman, we kind of lost tech support when that happened. We kind of have a loose agreement with him now, but he's no longer on staff, and so the availability is limited. And on top of that, there are ADA compliance regulations that are going to go into effect April of 2027. So the clock is ticking that our website needs to be fully compliant. After a review from a committee that was basically the department heads, we have recommended Shoemaker Technology Group for the project. They were the most cost effective by a lot. It was as high as $30,000 for this project, and they were coming in between 700 to 3,500-ish, with some other costs associated with it, like annual hosting fees of 375, which is manageable, and some maintenance fees depending on how much tech support we need. I've included all the information in your packet.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something that needs to have a motion tonight, but if you have had time to review that and want to take action tonight, we can.
I don't know that I'm interested in doing it immediately, but what do you think?
Yeah, it's been kind of my pet project with the website since I selected the first one.
Yes.
That's quite some time ago. And it's kind of like sweeping water with a broom. You get it nice, you get it organized, you get it clean looking and intuitive the way you navigate it. And over time, things get added and it sort of gets chunked up. And I think that's where we're at again. I did review both those proposals. And I think Carl's recommendation is accurate. The one actually, before I even knew the cost on either one of them, I told him I like this one. It's cleaner, it seems more intuitive. And he was like, well, that's the one that's way less too. So, because otherwise you might kind of think, well, why are they so cheap? But for what it's worth, that's my opinion.
I agree. It definitely needs an upgrade. Needs to be set to new standards too. So
Do you guys want to take action on it? We can do that right now.
If you guys are comfortable with
Yeah.
Carl's recommendation. I'll make the motion to go with Carl's recommendation for who's the company?
Shoemaker Technology Group.
For you to go ahead and negotiate the agreement with Shoemaker Technology Group and execute. Yeah, well, that was my next question. Do you want to go ahead and execute this? You're going to negotiate a contract and come back?
I think there probably will be a little bit of a review because they have tiers for their different plans. That was the range and the cost, like the $700 is their basic plan. And so that's the only thing that we would need to review is what is the best fit for our township. Because we don't necessarily need the platinum package, but I also don't think that we should go with the basic one either.
How about we do I'll make the motion for you to go ahead and draw up a contract and negotiate with said company for an amount not to exceed 3,500.
I like round numbers, 4,000.
yeah,
Not to exceed 4,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sound good?
second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Do we have any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Moving on to aggregation.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
So
we'll
our-
get to the transportation stuff in a minute, because I think we're going to take a few minutes on that.
Okay. So our gas aggregation agreement is set to expire at the end of the month, and that's kind of what jump-started this conversation. Right now, we're on a 2% discount based on Duke Energy's rate. Joe Garrett, who's with us tonight, has recommended a 2-year agreement with a fixed gas rate. And if I'm saying anything wrong, he can correct me later, but there is also a request to change the terms of the electric aggregation agreement. The rates that they're discussing are in the packet and can be further explained by Joe. If you have any questions?
Joe, you want to pop up? State your name.
Joe Garrett with Traybell Energy, the aggregation consultant for Pierce Township. Almost perfect. We may continue the 2% for the next couple months. What has happened is the PUCO required Duke to change how they price gas. That's going to kind of make the 2% kind of difficult going forward. Plus, there's not a big savings at 2% off the adder. Duke is going to an adder plus NYMEX, which changes every month. So at the end of every month, whatever the NYMEX rate is, the adder gets added to it, and that's what people pay the next month. What they're going to see is significantly higher prices for Duke gas is what's going to result in. It kind of tracks with Columbia Gas, except their adder is about 7.5 cents higher per CCF than what Columbia's was. And last winter, Columbia hit, I think, $1.08 in January per CCF. We got lots of phone calls. We need cheaper pricing. Nobody calls when they pay $35 a month. Nobody calls. When they're paying $250, $300, they're calling want relief. And so what we're trying to do is get to a fixed rate product, something probably under 65 cents. It's up a little bit now. When we had met, Andy with Archer Energy came, the owner of Archer came, and at that point we were looking probably 62, 63. So we're kind of hoping to get back there, which will just provide, again, if it gets really cold, it'll be a great deal. It's 40 degrees all winter long, probably not such a great deal. But what we learned with this past winter from all the different utilities, because we're in all of them throughout the state, when it gets really cold, people want savings because that's when it hurts. That's when they feel the pain. So that's on gas. On the electric, did they get the chart that I sent you? Yes. Okay. So there was a chart that you guys haven't seen before. And what that is that's basically how electric's bought. So electric is bought on a futures market. And what that chart shows is there's different lines for every year. So if I want to go buy gas for 2029 or electric for 2029, there's a price this month of what I can buy for all the months going forward. If I want to buy 2030, there's a price for all the months going forward. And so when you purchase in the future, like what we do, what they're doing is they're taking those prices for all those months, combining it, averaging it out based on estimated usage per that month, which they have all that data, and saying, okay, here's your price. That graph, there's a vertical line on it, and what it will show you is what we did prior is we bought 3 years at the lowest point on that futures market. We hit the bottom. Okay, so that's good. We did not include capacity because that's the only way we could go out. So what we're going to see is it'll reset this year, June 1, it'll reset next year, June 1. It's still going to be significantly cheaper than Duke, and Duke has announced there's Duke and AES both, and they're 10.7, 10.8. We're going to be like 9.9 or something like that. So there's a savings there. The problem is what's creating these upward prices, and they're going to continue, is we have major supply demand issues in Ohio, really throughout PGM, which is our grid, which is a 13-state region. Does not take very much Google searching to verify this information. We have only so much generation we can produce, and the demand is closing in on what we produce. Actually, the PJM just asked the PUCO, they want the ability to force data centers to use their generators instead of pulling off the grid this summer if necessary. And the reason for that is they're really worried about brownouts and blackouts if it gets really hot. So we're in a bad spot there. But right now, if the price, so we don't see the fix for that is more generation or less usage. I don't see the less usage coming into play. The more generation, there's been a plan announced in Portsmouth, and they're working on more. That's going to take time. No way those things will be up and running before 2030. Matter of fact, we might be back here next year saying, okay, let's go to 2032, because now we know this is when it's gonna start. But as of today, not gonna happen. So for a lot of communities, what we're doing is getting the ability to buy if we hit another dip in the market. And right now, we don't have the ability to do that. So if we're sitting there and all of a sudden a great price on electric running out through 2030 happens, I just gotta watch it pass on by, right? So for what the document that we're asking gives us the ability to purchase if those points are hit. And we'll only do it, we're not gonna do it when it's up, but if we do see another drop, and most likely those drops are, I don't want to say emotional, but they're usually they're not always supply demand related. They sometimes work on something's going on in the marketplace. So everything is off. Right. And so that can happen when it happen. I don't know. You know, and it's also out. So certain news drops. Oh, that's going to affect this, and it drops. We can buy, and then they come out. Oh, well, it may not be such a big deal, and it goes back up. But the point being is that document lets us just sit and wait, and if the opportunity is there, we can take advantage of it. And that's really kind of the change for aggregation. It's gotten so violent, our energy prices, that the days of, well, let's just get a price and then come in and sign it, and you're not going to get the best price to that.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to act quickly, you know, like today. And so this document would allow us to, you know, we already got the next 2 years covered, but it would let us, if an opportunity presents itself, it will let us go out to 2030. So, any questions?
No, we did this before though.
It's the exact same thing we did before, and that's why we were able to hit that. Right. Yep. Opportunity showed itself, we took advantage of it, and now we reap the rewards. We're just saying, based on the environment, we need to go further out.
Yeah.
You know, hindsight, hey, if we would have done 5 years last time, that would have been perfect, but that may have been just a step too far. You might have got a little too nervous if I suggested that.
Hindsight's 2020. I trust you less the more you talk about this kind of shit.
Yeah, and you kind of made the sale, so shut up.
The hindsight bias.
So yes, we're just trying to be we're trying to get the township in a position to take advantage of opportunity.
Now,
Makes sense.
we have this motion on the agenda, correct?
Yes.
Can we just elevate that? Is it a motion from you?
Yep.
If you could go ahead with that, unless you guys object. Any objection to just taking care of it now? Fire away when you're ready.
I request a motion to approve, to authorize staff to enter into an agreement with Traybell for electric and gas aggregation. The newly negotiated term shall be for up to 2 additional years, and negotiated pricing shall be equal to or less than 0.0799 per kilowatt hour for electric and equal to or less than 0.799 per CCF for gas.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mr. Finn.
Yes. Well, there you go, Joe.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks,
Nate.
man.
This goes to the conversation as far as things for the website.
Yeah, don't come up here. Take it over there.
You guys don't want?
No, this is a real township, man. We have rules. You can bring it up here, Jesus. I'm in a bit of trouble.
So we said this is black and white. This thing's actually in color on the screen. I can spread it in black and white. So it was neutral, but on top of this thing, you know, you mentioned something to be able to put out on like the website, whatnot. But, so you have the copy of the savings analysis that he just had up on the screen. This is another document that might be of interest that this is Traybell has, somebody knows Traybell, we have this internal system that produces a lot of this different stuff. And so if that's also something that you find interesting.
I tend to find that people in the community that aggregation is in equal parts a positive and a frustration for people. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about it. And so anything we can do to educate people and provide them with the data is good. The more information we can put out there in front of people, the better it is for them to make decisions if they want to be part of the program. If not, at least they've got the data they need to make the decision they want to make. So.
And this, you guys supposed to guys that document, and then you guys just let me know what frequency you think would be beneficial. And then we can provide those. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, Norm, you've waited patiently. It is all you, man.
All right, Dave Schneider has been with the township for 15 years. He's the mechanic. All footers in the cemetery are poured and ready for Memorial Day. The Oak Street project, I spoke with Christina from Verdanis, and she's supposed to have the final drawing to us this week. And then hopefully we'll meet up with her sometime and kind of get that. But we're looking to start on that project probably mid-June.
Okay.
So, and next, Slavin Road hill slippage. So basically, it's kind of like it's not as much of a hill slippage. The creek is eroding into the bank, and the bank is only maybe 8 feet from Slavin Road. And the more every time that creek gets up, it keeps cutting away at the bank, and it's really starting to get into it. So basically, we're trying to stop it before we lose the whole road. So, so what we was going to do is I put the quotes in for, like, we would have to rent a bigger excavator, and then we were going to take the concrete blocks and set the blocks to deter the water from eroding the bank anymore. And I attached the agreement from and I had Mr. Meyer sign it, that we were allowed to go onto his property to be able to do this because it's right outside of the right of way, and he agreed to that. So, and the OKI grant. So we've been working on seeing if we could get the OKI grant, and we talked to I think his name is Andy Resner, and we finally got to talk to him today. And he finally just let us know that none of our township roads would qualify for the OKI grant. There was only 3 roads, and it was 749, Merlin 10 mile, and 9 mile. He said we're the only 3 roads that would qualify. So we were going to make a motion for that, but we probably won't do the motion due to we don't have any eligible roads. So, and the Bennett Road, I gave you guys some of the quotes of what I've put together. It is very expensive and a time-consuming project. The first one, we're looking $130,000, $140,000 probably with everything. On the right side of the road going towards 125, the right-of-way is 10 feet off the center of the street, is all the wider the right-of-way is. 10 to 11 feet. So it really makes it hard to do any work because the road is 8 to 8.5 feet wide. Some places a little bit wider, but literally you're talking a foot, so to be able to do any kind of work on that, we would have to basically, every resident would have to allow us to get onto their property and do that. So I included all the prices of what that would cost. The left side, the right of way is 30 feet wide all the way up the road, but it's 20 feet wide on one side and only like 10 on the other. So, and then the other option was to mill the road down quite a bit, add a berm to the left side where the road's wider. That would help eliminate some of the drop-offs because we would mill it down 4 to 6 inches, and then we would have to recap it. For one, we have to move the crown in the road. And that one, the milling is very, very expensive, and that one's $250,000 estimate. So my recommendation was to widen the road from the stop sign at Gaskin to 3817 Bennett Road on the left side. widen that about a foot, which would make both sides of the road about 10 feet there. We could do that for $2,200. And then I think we need to weigh in on our kind of the infrastructure of what's top priorities, because we have a couple roads that are starting to slip that we're looking at probably going to have some pier and plug, and we're looking at upwards of $500,000 each for each pier and plug possibly.
What was the address on Bennett? You said you were gonna go up there?
3817, that's the first driveway. We
Right.
can do that one without,
Got it.
so, but yeah, so that's kind of what my thinking is we need to evaluate the infrastructure on what's the most important. And we do have some of the examples of like Jenny Lynn Road is 8 to 9 foot wide with a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. Cole Road is 8.5 feet wide. Pond Run is 8.5 feet, and they're all 40 and 45-mile-an-hour speed limits. And I'm not saying Bennett is not any less important, but it is a 25-mile-an-hour, which is a little less dangerous at a 25-mile-an-hour compared to 45-mile-an-hour. So, but you know, that's what I've come up with on the Bennett Road.
And you're saying that in order to do the widening where you want to do it is about 2,200.
Yes, that would just be a gravel base and then blacktopping and widening it.
Right, so you get an extra foot or two
Yeah,
on
foot
one
and a half
side.
up that one section there.
And then at some point, we have to resurface that.
Yeah, it was paved in 2018.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time on pavement.
Yeah,
What about drainage on that?
the drainage.
Are we having problems with the
The pipes are,
That's
I mean,
where-
you can barely see some of the pipes.
Yeah, I wondered about that. When I drove through there, it looked like some of the aprons looked like those pipes were shot.
Yeah, so, and I think that's why that they, when they paved it, that they have to come in, because you can kind of see the sides of the roads, like it'd be wider here, then it'd step in a foot and a half due to the pipe in that driveway is literally right in the corner. So you can't really widen it unless you cover up the pipe or
Right.
remove the pipe, but then you move the pipe and you're getting on the private property.
You're into, yeah, and then they have to pay in order to get that fixed.
Yes,
And they love that.
yeah. So,
So you're looking at a short run that would get part of the road to 10 feet.
yeah. Yeah.
To do the full thing, the full improvement, you're looking at what, 140 in
Yeah,
one scenario and
that's-
200 and something in another scenario.
That was if we could do the right side and the left side.
Yeah.
With permission to be on private property.
Right, that's a full-blown construction project. Redoing the pipes, redoing the drainage, redoing the surface, redoing everything.
Yeah.
And then you've got, what are some of the others that are caving that are $500,000 worth projects?
Pond Run, going up the hill, the road is slipping towards the ditch. We've been kind of monitoring it and it's starting to separate, which is, now the water is going to start getting under the blacktop. And if we don't do something about that soon, that whole road will slide, the whole side of that road will slide. And then West Concord, right at where West Concord meets Jenny Lynn, is doing the same thing, sliding towards the creek.
Mhm.
And like I said, those are very expensive. It was, I think the last time we'd done one of those was 7-8 years ago, and it was 300,000, I think. The pier and plug. So,
I know where to get the money for for West Concord. That one's relatively easy. Pond Run, I don't have a connection to do it. This project, I'm sure Chuck, you probably want to weigh in on this here in a second. But, it's not, and we've got some others that are immediate needs, and we've got this one that's a need. And we've probably got about 1,000 others that are needs getting bigger. And so we have to be very cautious about how we proceed. I would, however, take a look at a couple of different grants, particularly in that area, because we're near the school. So we could take a look at some funds through because that's not where we ran into trouble with OKIs. It's not those roads weren't functionally classed. This one isn't either. And so it's not going to come up with OKI funds. But let's sit down and talk to ODOT and see if there's some funds we can get. Because if we're addressing drainage and road condition and things like that, it becomes a safety issue. So let's see if we can talk to ODOT about safety money and then see if we can't build a grant around that.
Okay.
It's going to take us a little bit of time, but everything we do, we have to have money to attach to it. But let's see if we can get that done. And if you want to follow that process, we'd be happy to have you.
Well, I feel it's a very good condition.
You got to come up here.
Gave you all some pictures that I had to show you the way that the Union Township, the road is 20 feet wide, 10 on each side, and it has edge lines, and it was redone last year, I think. When our road, it's a typo, but it's 8.5 feet wide. But some of them, it's as narrow as less than 8 feet, because I measured that. And the center line is kind of crooked because the road is crooked and there's no edge line and they have big drop offs. And then I went and compared I got a picture of a truck in my car on there. And the truck is 8.5 feet wide. My car is only about almost 6 feet. I didn't count the mirrors sticking out, but I'm a little bit wider. And then I got a picture of a school bus, and it's 8.5 feet wide. Well, if the lane is only 8.5 feet wide, there's no room at all. The bus, I followed one down there, and the bus was right on the edge, and they went right down over the yellow line in the center to even be able to go down the road. And my neighbor, Nan Gibbons, she was watching a bus, and the bus where it's even narrower, one whole wheel was off the road, just in space. And I mean, I understand we have roads in other places, but Merwin 10 Mile School, there's a lot of kids that come down that road. And I've talked to the truck drivers, they say they just have to stop. They can't even move when anybody's coming. And certainly a friend of mine who has worked with the fire department said that is a real hazard. When you have a long truck and you're trying to drive the front wheels and you don't know where the rear wheels are, it's very, very dangerous. And I just, since Union did theirs, it seems like it's more of a need. This road has been there probably since the 1950s or earlier. And what was safe and acceptable over 75 years ago is not the standards today. Bennett Road does not meet the road standards of 10 foot wide with the volume of the trucks and the garbage trucks, the large delivery trucks, school buses. So I'm afraid that why wait for a tragic accident probably involving a school bus with kids? I mean, I understand there's other road projects too, but if there's some interim actions, if you could take to fix up some of the really, like where it's only 8 feet, I mean, a school bus, the road, and the truck, one of the tires won't even be on the road anymore, And if there's an ambulance that's in, I know that we had the speed limit sign up, and I would say that almost everybody I was following was going way more than 25 miles an hour. In fact, Nan even had, when she was doing 25, somebody passed her. So just because we say it's listed at 25, on the other roads are 45, there may be people going a lot faster down there. In fact, I asked the chief to put the speed up on the other direction to kind of make people aware of how fast they are going. So, but whatever you can do to make this a priority, and I know that funds, but I mean, the gas taxes, you get some of that money from other things. I know we get funds, but and maybe we'll see how the other ones turn out if they aren't as bad as you thought.
Well, I think just by utilizing the school bus issue, I think we can try to go after the ODOT safety funds and see if we can get a grant that way to try to help offset some of these costs.
Especially with the school being so close there, coming down gas.
One concern I have, you might not like this from a safety perspective, but I'm gonna give an anecdotal situation. I'll give some data and stats, but
I was hanging out with a couple of my buddies of mine down the street that happen to live on Country Club. We were talking about a non-related issue. One of them had a long private driveway, and he constantly has people pulling off and into his grass along the driveway. So he put stakes all along the side of his driveway. Since he put stakes, no one has ran into his grass. But the interesting thing I thought is no one has ran into the stakes either. So the fact that there's a perceived threat along the side of his road now causes people to drive more alertly and more carefully. So I started to think about that a little bit in terms of Bennett Road, because generally speaking, and I understand you have different, experiences over there as far as speed, but when we put the trailer out, I think we got relatively good data as far as speed goes, relatively low. Now you're gonna tell me, oh, there's a trailer, you see the trailer. Relative to the other places we put the trailer, it was lower. Accident data on that road is extremely low. We've had one incident where somebody was killed, and it had nothing to do with the road. It was a medical emergency. I remember it when it happened. I drove past it. I drive the road every day, multiple times a day. So, it is a legitimate thing. Road narrowing is something that actually is used by certain communities in applications such as this to actually get cars to slow down. And the fact that people perceive that as a threat, in my experience, has been, generally speaking, most people are very cautious along that area, and it's generally very safe. My concern is not that we shouldn't widen some of it. So to start there, I 100% agree with you on certain spots, because when it gets down below 8 feet and the tires off the road for the school bus, et cetera. But I have kind of an internal sort of obligation to deal with things in objective terms. And I just find the safety aspect of it a little bit disingenuous, because it's statistically not an unsafe road. And as a board, again, going back to some of the other times that I've discussed us as resource allocators, and that's why Alan's asking about other roads in the township, where the needs on West Concord or wherever, is because we have to decide where we're going to spend these resources. And if we identify something as a safety issue and we want to throw a bunch of resources at it because we don't want a kid on a school bus to die, and that's not really responsible on our end as far as leaders. And I understand the grant money. I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but it's still tax money. And what you could have, again, I have no issue widening up portions of that road. The 2200, I think it's an excellent idea. And I drive it every day and I get it. But I think that my concern, honestly, is if you start throwing 200,000 and 300,000 at that to widen the entire road out to 10 feet, people are going to start flying down the road. And then I'm going to have people in here upset with me because we widen the road and people are going fast. And now the safety issue you sort of brought to the forefront before is now actually a real safety issue.
And I totally agree with that, but again, you have to also understand that if you're looking at, I mean, there are some drainage things short of the 130 and the 200,000. There are some safety issues that are unrelated to transportation too.
Yep.
And the idea that if there's a grant pot that gets one of our roads fixed, that leverages our dollars. So we're not spending dollar for dollar, we're spending 20 cents on a dollar. And it's, a different pot of money, but it gets the priority done. We also have to look at those others that are $500,000 and potentially up. We're going to have to find those from some other pot of money as well. So it's kind of, how do we leverage all those dollars? So what I'm suggesting when I say safety, it's more to do not the comprehensive 100% fix, because you're right. And I will tell you also that I think ODOT's design manual for a road like this, that's classed like this one is, I think they're not at 10 feet, they're at 9.
They are.
So we would need a half a foot. So we need some lane continuity to get to about 9 feet all the way through. So, I mean, I think that's kind of where my head is. Let's get it so that it's holding up. Because another thing that happens when those buses, those trucks, when they're leaning off the side of that road, they're cracking off the road, and then they're creating,
Pieces cracked off now where there's a big tub put up there where it's breaking away. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see some areas where that's happened. And to be sure, I think some of those areas should be addressed. It's dysfunctional in certain spots because you are right. You essentially sort of have to pull over and let the
Yeah.
let the big truck go by.
But
So,
there's
yeah,
one
but
thing,
as far as widening it out all the way to 10, I would foresee some issues for actually creating issues if you did that with.
well, I mean, let's put it this
Making the
way,
road less safe.
Union Township has already done their over half a mile at 10 feet wide. And I don't see any big thing, or any problems. I mean, I don't see.
They also have
anybody-
a police officer sitting out there monitoring speed quite frequently because people
You would
speed
know
down
that.
that.
Well,
portion of the
they
road.
do,
You
yeah,
would know
and
that.
we could
They do.
monitor the speed, so.
No, I
Did
mean,
you
I
get
agree.
caught by a car?
Some of what you're saying, I do agree with, and I think, but yeah, some of it is,
So the question
I don't
is,
know how wide we need, how comprehensive it needs to be.
yeah, so the immediate thing is do we want to go with the $2,200 to get you going on the fix that you have proposed? Fair?
Yep.
So, I mean, do we have that as a motion later on, or do
No, I was just,
you want to go ahead and do that?
That seems-
Give Norm the authority to go ahead and start that part of the project.
Yep.
All right, so who wants to make the motion? I can do it if you want. Alan Freeman makes the motion to direct Norm. And I want it to be read that way, just Norm. He's like Cher, just
Okay, direct Norm.
to begin work on Bennett Road, not to exceed $3,000.
I will second the motion. Yep.
We've got a motion and a second.
Not
Any
to exceed
further-
what? How much?
3,000. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to say thank you very much for at least listening to me. Let me come to you twice and present stuff. You know, this is not an easy thing to stand up in front of everybody and make all these presentations, so.
Oh,
But
it's a
I'm
piece of
glad
cake.
I'm glad that we can get at least the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But I would like to have you follow up with money that they can
Yes.
get from other grants or other things.
And I do think, let's take a look at, because I mean, the drainage issue is significant, at least getting another half foot. Along, get some lane continuity through there, at least up to a half foot. That's that sort of thing, I think. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's see if we can go after ODOT. Grandma.
Thanks, Chuck.
You'll see a school bus and we just stop in the middle of the road. He gets out and takes a picture. The 2-year-old grandson today, I said, you want to take a picture of Grams getting run over by this?
So in truth, the safety issue is Chuck.
But I want to say that Norman and I did walk the road every step of it when the ice and snow was on. And we covered everything about the tree stump and all the things, and I want to thank Norm very much. He has spent a tremendous amount of time out there doing every address and doing the stuff that he needed to get done, so I do appreciate that.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, we're up to new business. First though, I believe.
Oh, I need to do roll call.
Oh, yeah, we didn't finish that, did we? I'm sorry. I'm moving ahead. Go ahead. Roll call, please.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Open mouth, shut brain. All right. So we do have. Yes, sir.
I have a quick question. How much?
Come up to the stage. Don't know how many times I have to tell you this, Stan.
Okay.
And since you were, you didn't pay attention to the rules, do your full address and your name, please.
Stan Shadwell, 1037 Ledgerwood Lane.
Stan Shadwell.
Right. I just wanted to ask, how much is the work on Slaven Road going to cost? Because Norm didn't give us an estimate.
Right.
And if you remember the history of
Yes.
Slaven Road, we spent $250,000 to do that for 2 houses. And I just wondered how much we're going to spend on this.
so in total, it's like $3,700. So
Oh, okay.
the rental, they put.
Ruined all your fun, didn't it?
No, it just appeases my worry
I see.
that after, so if you remember what happened, we
Yes, I do.
authorized that and we've never seen the 2 people again, in 12 years. So I just wonder, okay, thank you very much.
There you go, Stan. Thank you. Okay, now can we go to new business?
Sure.
All right. We do have one thing, Eddie, don't we have to change the agenda just slightly, correct?
Yes.
Fiscal Officer Schwei has Delta
Do
Dental.
I need a motion for that, or can we just get consent of the?
I can just say I got one more thing.
Yeah, you can, I mean, you don't need to formally amend.
Okay, cool. All right, we won't.
I haven't done that for,
Just one more thing.
I haven't done that for a
I
while.
know, you've been very well trained on that.
I request a motion to approve the payment for payroll in the month of April and at the amount of $471,498.58.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to approve the payment of bills for the month of April in the amount of $314,129.83.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to approve the employee health insurance renewal for the plan year beginning August 1st, 2026 with Jefferson Health Plan as recommended by the Center for Local Government Benefits Pool. The increase will be recommended 0% increase over 26 to 27.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to pay West Claremont School District spring of 2025, fall of 2025, and spring of 2026 in the amount of $145,154.15 from the Walmart TIF to make the schools whole.
Motion.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. This is a traditional payment that comes out of the TIF to make the schools whole on the TIF agreement. Yes, Stan, come up here. I knew you were going to do that.
Right, Stan Chapel, I just have a question on that. I didn't think the TIF was to make the schools whole. The TIF originally, its plan was for work in an area adjacent to the Walmart area. Why are we spending 145 grand on West Claremont schools?
Because the TIF agreement, which is still being collected, it was a 30-year TIF. I can't remember what the split was, 60-40, I think. So the school, when all of the money for the TIF, all of those tax funds are put into that, pool.
Right.
The pilot, the payment in lieu of taxes. Then we take 60%, the school takes 40%.
Oh,
And so that was based on the agreement, and almost every TIF is that way.
okay. Okay. So we've been doing this in past years.
Many years, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think you asked the same question last year.
The only difference maybe, Stan, is if, like, for instance, Prestwick is what's called a 1075 TIF. So that's kind of an automatic. It just comes straight out. And I don't think we make a motion on a 1075 in order to give the school their 25%. Okay.
And the other motion I need to add, this motion is for the Delta Dental, and it's a renewal with the Center for Local Governments at 6% increase for the beginning year 8/1/26.
Did we vote? Did we vote? TIF money?
You voted, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, we didn't roll call.
I didn't know if I don't think we did a roll
No.
call. Did we?
No.
Okay, let's do the roll call on the previous motion before you get to the next one. Jeez.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I request a motion based upon the recommendation of moi that the board approve the Delta Dental renewal with the Center for Local Governments at 6% increase for the year beginning 8/1/26. And you probably received this,
Yes.
which would show the amount.
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mr. Freeman.
Yes. All right, so anything else?
That's all I.
All right. Chief Broxman, I believe you're next.
I request a motion to purchase ammunition from Vance's Law Enforcement for $4,723.50. The department last purchased ammunition in 2022. The ammunition is needed for the department's biannual firearms training.
All right, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Chief Brockstrom, you're still up.
I request a motion to approve payment of the first year invoice from Axon Enterprise Incorporated totaling $19,194.27.
Make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Chief?
I request a motion to accept the resignation of Police Officer Ryan Poling effective May 30th, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Okay. Chief Brockstrom.
I request a motion to approve payment to Protect Sales in the amount of $5,912. The invoice covers the cost of replacement body armor for 3 lieutenants and a police officer.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
And finally, I request a motion to approve the appointment of Mr. Jesse Edwards to a full-time sworn position of police officer at the step 1 hourly rate of $33.12, contingent on the completion of his OPOTC Basic Police Academy class, receiving his Ohio Peace Officer certification, passing a psychological assessment, and a medical exam with a drug test. The effective date of Mr. Edwards' appointment is to be determined.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can we do the roll call, please?
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Other chief, Craig Wright.
I request a motion to approve the resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Mackenzie Rao effective April 15th, 2026.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to approve the appointment of part-time firefighter EMT Gabriel Sosa at the established rate effective May 21st, 2026, and shall serve a 1-year probationary period.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to approve the invoice to St. Elizabeth Business Health Services for the Township Employee Assistance Program in the amount of $3,100, noting this expense is divided among all departments.
Okay,
So moved.
Second.
we have a motion and we have a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
I request a motion to approve the yearly preventive maintenance service and thermostat replacement on the Suffolk Fire Engine with Atlantic Heavy Duty in the amount of $3,706.77.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
And finally, I request a motion to approve the purchase of a 2026 Dodge Durango Pursuit all-wheel drive from Mount Orb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in the amount of $39,621 to replace the deputy chief's vehicle, noting Mount Orb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram beat the Ohio State term price.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Norm, you're up.
All right, I request a motion to approve the carryover of 40 hours of vacation for mechanic Dave Schneider to be used within a year per the personnel policy.
So the dude hits 15 years and he thinks we're supposed to do something nice. Jeez. Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Norm?
All right, I'd like to request a motion to approve the purchase of 20 18-inch by 20-foot pipe for the Oak Street Road project from Wind Supply of Reading in the amount of $5,061.40 using the Glen Mary TIF.
Make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. And we have any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes. And I think you're still up,
All
right?
right, I request a motion to approve the purchase of a single slide from DWA Recreation in the amount of $7,844.29 using the Prestwick TIF number 1.
Okay.
Motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter?
This is your slide.
Can we name it after him?
I'm just trying to stay with the I don't like kids theme. You know, like the school buses and the slides.
Exactly. No, you.
It's a great platform.
I have no idea where we are at this moment. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
You
All
didn't
right.
say no.
Okay, now number 19 is removed,
I
correct?
got number 18, so
What's that?
18.
18. Oh, I got ahead of you. Norm?
I'd like to request a motion to approve the purchase of playground mulch from Irvine Wood Recovery in the amount of $3,550 using the Prestwick TIF number 1.
All right.
Motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Okay, now, Norm, number 19 is pulled, correct? Okay. And then Eddie, fire away. Membership dues.
I request a motion to approve the Center for Local Government membership dues for 2026 in the amount of $3,825.
So moved?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
And then we already did the motion for aggregation. And then this one is Chairman Freeman requests a motion to approve a 2-year extension of the administrator's contract. I think this was put on, Eddie, did you do this? Is this a trick? Are you tricking? No.
Just reading it.
I'm just reading it. It says
A 50-year extension for.
and $1 million bonus. What? Yeah.
I will make that motion to extend the contract.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the matter? Anybody want to, talk us out of it? Anybody, Eddie, do you want to talk us out of it? Is that what you want to do now? Are you sure you want a 2-year extension? All right. Okay, hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes. Okay, now we are going to head into executive session. We may or may not come out of executive session with action. But if I could have a motion to adjourn into executive session as permitted by the Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G3, to conference with township attorney to discuss imminent or pending litigation. If I could have a motion, that would be lovely.
Motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Shepherd,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
and Mr. Freeman.
Yes, and we will be back in just a few moments. Part of it's gonna be dark anyway. All right, and we have a motion to come out of executive session, please.
I'll make the motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mr. Freeman.
Yes. All right, so now we're out of executive session. I was wrong. We actually have something that we're taking action on. And it deals with some previous legal action. I'll go ahead and make the motion. And this is a motion to authorize the administrator to execute all necessary documents to finalize the settlement of the litigation titled Logan Creek versus Pierce Township Board of Trustees et al. That's the motion. Do I have a first and a second, please?
I will make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we're opening it for discussion. Stan, come on down. I knew, how did I know? How did I know?
Dan Shadow, can we have a brief explanation
Yes.
of what the litigation was and what the result is?
Yes,
Would you like me to do that?
yeah, if you could, please.
Litigation, there was Logan Creek was a contractor retained for the Locust Corner and Grove Park set project. Their contract was terminated in the middle of the project due to some issues over the construction, and Bruce Construction was hired by Pierce Township to complete the project. At the time that Logan Creek's contract was terminated, there were outstanding invoices for payment for work that was performed before the contract was terminated. There was also a claim for a fraudulent payment that didn't go to Logan Creek, that was the subject of a hacking, Pierce Township. Logan Creek, when Pierce Township finished the project, Cruz, Logan Creek filed an action against both Pierce Township and Kleinger's over unpaid invoicing for the project.
I would like to just, it's not a hack with Pierce Township.
No,
No.
Logan Creek system was hacked.
Okay,
Township-
just wanted to make
that's
sure.
what I should have changed. And as a result of which a lawsuit resulted, Pierce Township and Kleinger's were defendants in the lawsuit, and Logan Creek was the plaintiff. The allegation within the lawsuit was that there was over $200,000 worth of unpaid invoicing for the final pay application involving work that was performed by Logan Creek on the project. So the settlement that was reached herein as part of the lawsuit was to resolve those unpaid invoices that Logan Creek took the position that Pierce Township owed. So the way that we came to a resolution here was to consult with Kleinger's, get a feel from our engineer on the project, how much of the pay application was legitimate and how much was work that we were going to take issue with based upon our prior workmanship issues, and we are paying that to Logan Creek to resolve the matter and settle the case.
Now, the important part is that two things happen here. Litigation stops. So we're done. We don't go to court. We don't add on to any additional legal fees or any other penalties that might be associated with it. The other thing is that even with the work that was done external to Logan Creek, Bruce Construction, that additional work, this project still comes in under budget. Even making this payment and everything else, it comes in under budget. So we saw that as, essentially it was a win-win, and it ends this saga that's what, 4 years old?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it brings that to a close. So we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on it? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Can I have that motion?
No.
Please.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so public comment, open floor, discussion, presentations. Anybody? Come on down.
Do you need us to sign this?
No.
Jennifer Taylor, 2849 Pond Run Road. I was just curious if, Eddie, if you'd had any opportunity to look into the battery storage units that we discussed last month.
Yeah. You're talking about the like the pamphlet that you handed out. Our planning department did reach out to them. I don't know that they've gotten a response yet, but I'll make a note of it and we'll get something to you tomorrow on what the actual follow-up got.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Didn't you already talk? Yeah. Oh.
This is unrelated to.
We only let Stan talk more than once.
Doug Gressy, 994 Eagles Landing. I just I haven't really heard anything lately about developments with the old Beckjord property and that cleanup and all that. So I was just curious if there was
There's
any newer developments. Is it, you know, the completion of that project or all that?
I'd love to tell you that it's moving forward rapidly, but it's really not. The last part of that particular saga, we were dealing with the fact that CLP had not paid their property taxes, still have not. So we're still waiting on that. However, what's the gentleman's name?
Delbert Eichholz.
Delbert Eichholz, who also owns, I think, somewhere just south of 100 acres of the Beckjord property. He has settled up with or is in the process of settling up with Claremont County on property taxes. So at least that portion is moving through the legal process appropriately. So we'll see how that plays out. They still have not finished all of the environmental work that's supposed to be done there. And so that, so that still keeps moving forward. We continue to try to monitor the monitoring of it, which is somewhat sluggish, but you can go to their website, the OEPA website, and you can see the reports. Okay. Oftentimes they're several months late, but at least they're coming in. Right. So we're still seeing, I'm still monitoring, at least seeing, those reports, again, like I said, late, but they still come in. One thing we still have got to go back to, Eddie, is the discussion about bonding for CLP, because they're pounding the hell out of Beckjord Road. And so I think we need to get back to that. Previously, as I recall, and I will go astray here, so correct me if I'm wrong. Beckjord Road was closed for a brief period of time so that the trucks from CLP could cross Beckjord and go up into the hillside, bringing down materials so they could work in some of those pits. We haven't really gotten any kind of compensation from that, but a kind of loose approval that they'll pay for the repairs of the road. The suggestion at one point, I think John made it, is that we ask them for a sizable bond, so it would assure that they will pay for the repairs of that road. And we need to get back on that to make sure that we get that agreement from CLP. But that's really all that there is at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. You have been surprisingly quiet this entire night. Well, you went out of town. You went to like Turkey or someplace, didn't you?
I went to Turkey.
You went to Turkey right around the time we started a war, right?
I heard there was a war. Yeah, everyone.
I mean, not
was
with
my
Turkey, but
friend. Everyone saw me. So yeah, I just wanted to also bring to everyone's attention, because it's not a township function, that the 4th of July bike parade over off of Hummingbird is on again for this year. And one of the residents, that's hosted by one of the residents there. And so they always enjoy the fire trucks and the police officer on his bike and stuff. So that obviously will be July the 4th. And I think we're going to do cookies this year because the cupcakes were kind of messy last year. And Kona Ice will be there as well. So
are we doing the Taze the trustee again for this year, like we did years in the past? I think Joe should do it this year because I'm tired of being the one. Okay. I'm tired of being the one.
and you're used to it. So
Yeah, it's your turn.
all right, that's all I have. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I just remember the dunking booth. I don't remember the taser.
Didn't in the dunking booth, didn't we one time have Mayor Hart in the dunking booth once? But that was when people actually liked him. Right? Before the dissolve. We might have made more money if we'd done it after the dissolve. All right, is there anything else
Yeah,
before I get in trouble?
I noticed that we're having a meeting on June 20th of 26, the next trustee meeting, is that?
Yeah, no, I don't think
It's a
that's, I
Saturday.
think that's right. Surprise, it was actually a birthday party for you, Debbie.
It is. And
Darn,
Pam,
we just gave it away.
and Pam.
Yeah.
We moved it to the 20th.
Yeah, but yeah,
Is it still later in June or?
It's like a. Later in the month.
Yeah, on the website.
I think we're at the normal, the normal
Okay.
Wednesday for that month.
I just,
Yep. Okay, we have on mine, it doesn't say that. Okay. Oh,
Let's wrap this thing up.
okay. I think that's what he was trying to do. All right, Joe, would you like to make the motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
we have a motion and a second. There's no need for discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kelly.
Yeah.